Good morning, viewers. Welcome to Global Entertainment News Breakfast Show, your daily dose of news and updates. I am your host, Bella, and joining me on the studio today is we'll be taking today's top story from Punch and the Vanguard newspaper. And today's top story from Punch is 20 governors under fire for delaying 70,000 minimum wage. The national president of the Nigerian Union of Local Government Employee, Alhaji Haruna Kankara, on Sunday says about 20 states have yet to implement the 70,000 naira minimum wage, new minimum wage for local government workers and primary school teachers. The states include Yobe, Gombe, Zamfara, Kaduna, Imo, Ebonyi, Cross River, Federal Capital Territory, Abuja, Borno, and 11 others. The NULGE leader disclosed this in response to questions from the Punch on the implementation of the new minimum wage with reference to the local government worker and primary school teachers in the country. Our governors, let me just say, let me put it this way, our governors, even at this time, that even the 70,000 naira is not even enough for a family of three or six for them to use in a whole month. They are still delaying the minimum wage since last year, and then it's really alarming to for us to like, what does this our government actually take us for? uh, Humans that doesn't need care or protection, supply of food and all that. I don't really know.
I don't know. Since last year that they said they will implement the 70,000 naira minimum wage, and they are yet to do that. And on top of that, there is lack of security, food prices, increase in food prices, like tax bills and all. This NEPA bill of a thing too is there. And how do you expect us to live? We coming out to talk our mind now, you say we are insulting the government, we are insulting the president, and you don't want us to say it, you want us to keep quiet, and still the necessary things for you to do has not been implemented.
Exactly.
Just I don't like God.
Well, it's really something that we need to look
Mm-hmm.
into as a citizen, because this is no longer anything that we say
It's
that.
not even only the citizens, the government needs to step up on their games.
Exactly.
They need to step up on their games, they need to look into things, because is it not Tinubu that implemented this thing, or let me say said okay oh, this 70K of a money should be added to everybody's
Salary.
salary, and now the state government they are suffering, the local government workers are suffering, teachers they are suffering, a lot of things is happening, and you are seeing it but you are not saying anything. That's the
Well,
worst part of it.
just hope for the best. Well, moving on our next top story from Punch. Minister proposed 2-year national service for NCE holders. The Minister of Education, Dr. Maruf Alausa, has proposed the establishment of a new initiative aimed at empowering holder of the National Certificate of Education through a 2-year voluntary national service program. This proposal, which is part of a broader strategy to engage youth in national development, was discussed during a meeting with officials from the National Youth Service Corps, led by the Director General Bridge General Olakunle Nafiu. In a statement released by the Director of Press at the Federal Ministry of Education, Folashade Boriowo, Alausa outlined several key initiatives, including the creation of a teacher corps. This program would see NCE holder temporarily deployed as teachers in underserved area, providing critical support to the education sector.
I don't understand this program again. From 1 year to 2 years, you
Yes,
want to increase the years the NYSC's corp members are serving to 2 years. That 1 year sef is a whole lot of help. Not to talk of you adding another extra. Some people are not being paid. It's only the youth service corp money that they base on. House rent is expensive. Should we talk about the food? Should we talk about the electricity or the security? People are just like those are serving. It's just for them to them. It should not be as if I'm not serving. Let me just do this and let me know that okay, this has been done already. But a lot of debt. I know that some people that went for NYSC, they later on start paying debt after serving, because imagine how much are we collecting, how much are we using to cover up the
Exactly.
expenses. So you want to add another 1 year to it, making life miserable.
Well, the fact that they wanted to add another 1 year to it, even after the 1 year of NYC helps that you have service and then you still come out
No
without a
job,
job
nothing,
and
nothing.
nothing to even look up to, and then you are regretting the moments that you spent in school, the money that you spent trying to go to school and then acquire your credential, and then you still ended up without a job, and then they want to add. I really don't know how to put it, but I feels
Sincerely
like
speaking,
our
it is a
leaders
wrong choice,
our
sincerely.
leaders is not putting us at the best time. Like they are not even putting us at the good priorities right now, and I feel it's not a good
They
thing.
just want something that will benefit them alone.
Exactly, because you spend money in school, you spend money with primary school, you spend money secondary school, you spend money, and then when you are through, instead of you to just go into university and then try to have an understand like lecture and then get to know the kind of course you wanted to study, you still need to write jam, pay a lot of money, and then at the end of the day, maybe one, two, three times you are still writing jam, and then you are still not admitted because the money still needed to keep coming in. Well, let's move on. Nigerian debt servicing rises 68% to 13 trillion naira. The Nigeria spent a total of 13.12 trillion naira on debt servicing in 2024, representing a 68% increase from the 7.8 trillion naira recorded in the previous year, according to an analysis of fresh data from the Debt Management Office. The Punch observed that the debt servicing cost recorded in 2024 surpassed the budgeted allocation of 12.3 trillion naira for the year. The highest the higher than expected expenditure highlights the increasing pressure of debt obligation on the nation fiscal stabilities. For the 2025 budget, the federal government has earmarked 16 trillion for debt servicing, reflecting the government's anticipation of continued debt-related expense.
Ah, God. Like, I'm speechless right now. So is it that they keep on borrowing more money on top everything that is still on ground?
Yes, exactly.
And my question is, what are they using the money to do?
What are they actually using the money to is that some of the things that they let me say the road construction, the economic, the inflation, the agriculture, the security, and all that they actually use as a loan, like the word they use that this is what we are loaning the money for to actually make it better is not
They are not
showing
doing
any
anything.
is not showing any positivity. I don't know if the money is being implemented into that state, but I feels like those things that they have actually used the word to loan this money does not it's not looking good.
Oh,
The insecurity in Nigeria is becoming more severe every day. It's now becoming norm. The inflation is dropping every day. The road is bad.
rising
The
food
education
stores
is
and
not looking better. The let me say the electricity is not
smiling.
it drops every 3 days, and then I don't even know, but I feels like we all are all indebted in Nigeria. We are all a debtor in Nigeria because if we are going to share the whole money among us, I feels like everybody has a sum of money to pay to clear up the debt. Well, let's move on. How Bobrisky smuggled ATM cards into Kirikiri, paid 35 million to live light Kirikiri Ballet. Fresh controversy has trailed the recent incarceration of popular crossdresser Idris Okunoye, also known as Bobrisky, as a traditional ruler in Lagos, accused official of the Nigerian Correctional Service of aiding the socialist alleged bribery scheme to secure VIP treatment during his stay in prison. The Baale of Kirikiri Town, Chief Babalola Shabi, popularly called Bale, no nonsense, alleged that Bobrisky smuggled eight automated teller machine card into the Kirikiri custodian facility and used them to funnel a total of 35 million naira through point of sales operator in the area. Reported to grease the palms of prison official for preferential treatment. Shaibi made the revelation during a town hall meeting organized by the Lagos State Police Command on Saturday as part of events marking the National Police Week. Wow.
Well, we never know how true it is because it is allegedly.
Allegedly,
So not true,
definitely.
but still, why this? Like I used to say, it is we that we are doing ourselves. Someone was sentenced to prison, was asked to go to prison. Instead of you people to allow this person to serve the judgment for him or her to change for good, it's because of this. Why do you think Bobrisky doesn't even want to change for anything? Because he knows that shebi it is prison. Let me go there. I'm going to enjoy. I will still come out. Then start living my life the way I do. Because they don't allow her to do the necessary thing to like to go under the correct. Do you get what I'm trying to say? So they like oh God.
Well, I don't see any problem there actually. I feels like the Ibale that came out to says this thing. It feels like it's been involved in this controversy as well. Allegedly, let me say it like that because yeah, he was trying to pay his own way into having a better treatment. Because if you were to be in the Nigerian Correctional Service center, you're going to see a whole lot of population in each and one prison. People sleeping on top of their body and then suffocating. The same place that they are sleeping, that is where they are defecating and also urinating on. And then it's really tragic for you to have someone that is going to be spending a week or even a month there. Well, he trying to buy his way in into a special room or VIP room is something that feels like anybody that has money would want to do because in his own way, his own life that he has lived, you wouldn't want to hear that Bob Risky was around so many people in a prison in a small room in a tiny room that is not even up to a six feet. You are going to see many people up to 50 100 and then they are all sleeping on their body. So he trying to buy his way into a VIP treatment is because he can afford it.
But it is wrong.
Well, you can't say it is wrong. It's a correctional prison. He has already spent it there. There's nothing wrong there. There's nothing wrong. Well, on today's top story from Vanguard that we have for you. Army captain, soldier, scores of terrorists killed in Borno village. Maduguri, at least a captain and a soldier, were among the scores killed by Boko Haram terrorists at Izige village in Gwazwa, local government area of Borno State. According to sources, the incident took place at about 1 a.m. when armed terrorists invaded troop formation at Igwazi. The attack came barely 2 weeks after armed Boko Haram terrorists raided Wajiko army formation in Damboa local government area and another formation at Wulgo village in Gamboru Ingala local government area of Ondo State, which led to the troop suffering severe casualty. This is one of the things I've always feels like those terrorists, let me say, the Boko Haram actually have enough of information to take down our soldiers and our security personnel that is out there actually trying to fight for us because I don't understand how a terrorist will go into where soldiers are
And he made the place.
and invaded the place. This is really saddening. And then I feels like this is not the first time, this is not even the second time, but this thing has keep on happening and then there's nothing being done about this thing.
Imagine Boko Haram just entering the place unaware. The soldiers are not prepared. Not let's even leave unprepared aside. What of them being having a good arms to fight?
Exactly.
None.
They
There is
don't have a
none. They
good
don't.
arms.
And we the government are keep letting it slide. They keep letting it slide, using one thing or the other to distract it.
I feels like this thing will now give Nigerian a second thought. That's what the
US,
USAID
okay.
actually said about being the Boko Haram is being sponsored for from the US is going to be true, because if this thing is has been like since the time of Jonathan, then it still continue up till now, and then there have never been a solution to it. Because if, like most people say, if a terrorist is going to be in a country for more than a year, that means that the leaders, our governments, know
Their
something
part.
about it. Well, let's move on. Cybercrime Act, emergency rule protest, anxiety as police organizer defer. The organizer of today's nationwide protest, Take It Back movement yesterday, deferred with police over the property of the action against the Cybercrime Act and suspension of the democratic structure in Rivers State, following the imposition of emergency rule on the state by the federal government. While the organizer of the protest tagged nationwide protest against bad government and the free speech expression, insists that the protest was necessary to compel the federal government to stop using the act to bully citizens. The police says the action was ill-timed and would therefore ensure it did not hold. For protests as well, our security personnel says that it's an ill time. When is going to be the right time for we, the Nigerian citizens, to actually protest for our rights is what I still don't know. Because if we should start mentioning a whole lot of things that we needed to protest about, it's going to be the bad road, the insecurity, the bad leaders, the hunger, the a lot and lot and lot that we needed to protest about. But I feels like we are going to be on our own, because we can actually go out right now and then says we wanted to protest, where the security personnel will be called on us to shoot at us, and then
Exactly what I want to say. If not because today is the National Police Day, they won't come out to protest, because these are the same people. When the citizens want to protest, you are the same people that they will call to misbehave just because of a little amount of money. That's the painful part. But if we all come together as one in a corporation, then things will grow. We'll be able to do things that we want to do. We'll be able to fight back against these people. But no, we all are scattered. We are not in unity. We are not one. That's what is ruining Nigeria today.
exactly. Well, let's move on. Nigerian battle meningitis outbreak with 826 suspected cases. The Nigerian Centre of Disease Control and Prevention (NCDC) yesterday announced that Nigeria has recorded a total of 151 deaths and 1,826 suspected cases of meningitis, resulting in a case of fatality rate of 8.3%. NCDC, in its epidemiological week 12 report beginning from March 17, ending March 23, 2025, explained that the outbreak affecting 23 states continued to strain public health resources, especially in the northern region where the majority of cases has been reported.
I just felt that we should be careful with the things around us, because this meningitis happens to the children mostly.
Yeah.
They will say, have you collect an injection, a meningitis vaccine for a child? Have you done this? Have you collect a polio vaccine for a child? So it happens in the northern state because of the place. The place is very dirty.
Okay.
So
So
it is easier for them to be affected because they are prone to it. Where our immune is still soft and is still, do you get? So it is easier and they are prone to it. So we
I
all should be careful.
I feels like this thing is actually cause of a pollution
Yeah, yeah,
in
yeah.
pollution in the air and all that. And I feels like there's a whole lot of how will I say it, factories and all. We are all exposed to that, and I feels like a whole lot of us should need to every neighborhood, every street, every community needed to put together to actually wipe out a whole lot of debt from their community,
Yeah.
because it's not something that you we should be proud to live with, because you can just walk on the street now and then the kind of odor that will be coming out of that street, the gutter, everything is just something that you can't even breathe in twice. And then I don't know, the government are still trying their best, but at least we ourselves needed to put our
Yeah.
hands together. Living with debt and a drainage is not something we needed to be proud of. No, Nigerian is too dirty. It's too dirty. Well, on today's top three up from Vanguard, we still have for you. Rising gym fees, men join women in body shape market. Despite the hard blows dealt to Nigerians by the continuous increase in the cost of goods and service, many still want to look good. However, looking good nowadays come at high price, especially if you want to go natural. But that is no longer the case, as the gym houses are no longer affordable for the average young man who crave flat tummies and good body tone. Registration into an average gym parlor in remote area of Lagos goes for as much as 15,000 naira to 40,000 naira per month, excluding membership joining fees between 200 to 380,000 naira per year, while those in highbrow areas like Lekki, Ikoyi and Evros will set the pocket of a potential customer back by over 100,000 to 650,000 naira for individual and 1.2 million above for couple years.
Well, I don't blame this because at least they will sell. It is money they used to build their gym site now. They will
Yeah.
make money, but still, although say we talk say we never chop. Ah, omo, it's not easy.
Well, I feels like that's body shape
Shaping,
marketing.
yeah.
It has become a rampant thing, and then you see various people right now in the gym,
Gym,
even those that
yeah.
can't even afford gym. You see them on the streets trying to jog out. They are trying to build a six pack and all that, and I feels like I don't really know why you are trying to burn so
So
much
much fat.
calories in your body. If you feels like it's, then maybe you should reduce in what you are eating. But some people can not still help it, because the moment they come back, they're already starving. All they just wanted to do is to eat and put something in their tummy, and then you won't stop the food not to do its work. If you are fighting to look good, you can't stop eating. You can't stop eating, and you can't stop the food not to do its work.
Yeah, but I would just employ the government to look into this. At least they should reduce the gym fee to a minimum amount
There's
because we average. Okay, what of the middleman that
that's
wants to
that's funny.
but can't afford it?
The government can't look into this. Yes, you want to, but you can't afford it. That doesn't. There's a smartphone this time around that you can actually go.
Browse on.
Yes, and then you have the app on your phone that is going to be telling you what to do. So it's not a must that you must go into the gym, except you just feels like you can't do it on your own. You needed where crowd is, where you see other people, and then you feels motivated to do this. The government cannot tell the business owner not to reduce. No, the amount they spend it to the equipment. If they tell you how much is the one lift, you're going to be sure like, wow, that's so much. So you can imagine that government don't need to go come into this. Well, we have come to the end of today's show. I thank you, my precious and beautiful viewers out there. Thank you for joining us today. I have been your host, Bella. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And until next time, have a blessed and lovely day. Bye.